Morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Friday. Happy Friday, April 18th, 2025. I hope you're all safe and healthy today. Hope your family is safe and healthy, and that the needs of you and your family, in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health, are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field, along with the first responders, who every day are doing their best to save lives. Blessings upon those that pick up garbage, keep our places clean, and those that make deliveries for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women that are out here trying to help, rescue, deliver, and recover the teenagers and children that are the victims of child molestation and pedophilia. People that are victims of pornography and child pornography, prostitution, child prostitution, victims that are victims of human trafficking and sex slavery. Double curses on the perpetrators of all these things, and double curses on those who actually make profits from these things, and double curses on the perverts that drive the demand that cause these evil things to exist. Finally, double blessings on the homes. More than 700,000 men, women, children, families, senior citizens, and military veterans homeless in the United States of America. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. So we've been dealing with the wild cards, the pieces that could turn the series in the Detroit series. We were talking about Landry Shamet, of course, Deuce McBride, Mitchell Robinson, and then yesterday we talked about Wingstop. Now, the obvious ones is Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns. So, Jalen Brunson is the head of the snake. Just like Cade Cunningham is the head of the snake in Detroit, Jalen Brunson is the head of the snake in New York. And this is the thing. Yesterday, I heard Ian Begley talk about somebody, and I still listen to his mailbag because that's questions from fans, and that's when he sounds the most rational. On his putback show, anyway. But when he answers the questions for the fans, he usually makes more rational sense. And somebody asked him about Kevin Durant. Of course they did. You're not going to hear the end of this until next training camp. And so he's like, well, Kevin Durant's a wonderful player, and every team would want him, the Knicks included, and every team's going to put together. And basically he came out with the reason Knicks will not get him is because of the package it's going to take to get him. That was for y'all. He knows better. Kevin Durant is going to be 37 in September. LeBron is LeBron, okay? And he's a rare, very rare situation where he's 40 years old playing at an all-NBA level. And LeBron wants to win. And LeBron, say whatever you want. I still never understood why all the hate toward LeBron. I don't care about the rumors that maybe he did PEDs or whatever. I don't care about that. To me, the cat wants to win, okay? He realizes how blessed he is in talent, and he's trying to win. And he went to Miami and got him 2 chips. He came to Cleveland and got him a chip. He came to LA and got him a chip. The dude's a winner, okay? And now they went and got Luka, moved out AD. Anthony Ambulance gone, Luka's in, and they third in the West. Yeah, I can't complain about LeBron, but he's a rare breed to be 40 years old and playing like that. Most guys can't do that. You got Steph Curry, who also is like 37 and playing 36, 37 and balling like all NBA player. These two are exceptions, and part of the reason is in our day and age, the sports science is way more advanced than it was 20, 30 years ago. Way more advanced. For example, if Bernard King had the same knee injury today that he had in 84, he'd still be playing at all-star level. He'd take maybe a year, maybe, and then come back from his ACL and been balling, instead of losing parts of 2 seasons and more and really struggling for 3 years to get back. It would have been like half that time, because the sports science is much more advanced today. A lot of guys that would have that messed up their knees back in the day when you heard ACL, that was the career. But it's not like that now, okay? So that's just an example. And people with nutritional advice and with with the money these guys are getting to get dietitians and have people studying them from type of workouts to do and all of that. If you take advantage of that, you could come up with a LeBron or Steph Curry that could play at a high level in their late 30s in a game that's really built for kids. They could do it like that. But Kevin Durant is a natural talent. I mean, he when he was at University of Texas, freshman, natural talent. Could just do what he could do because he's almost 7 foot tall and could play, like he's a guard, and could shoot the ball from three with nobody being able to block him. Even in his sleep now, he could score 25, but he don't have no heart, and he showed that leaving Oklahoma City to join an already stacked Golden State squad just to get the chip. Then left Golden State to come with Durant, Harden, and Irving, and they never won more than 48 games. And y'all complaining about Thibs. Then he goes to Phoenix with Bradley Beal and Devin Booker, and they lottery. The writing's on the wall. Somebody gonna overpay for him this summer, but we ain't. See, the days of the Knicks doing stupidness like that, some of y'all ain't caught that memo. It's over. Okay? Secondly, we're talking about Tom Thibodeau today. I keep telling some of y'all, which y'all ain't heard yet because you're listening to too many fools. The Knicks got a 3-year window after this to win the championship. Why do I keep saying 3 years? Tom Thibodeau signed a 3-year extension last summer, $11 million per season, $33 million. They're going to keep him for 3 years, no matter what happens this year. If they flop against Detroit, he's still going to be the coach. So some of y'all, I get the feeling some of y'all almost hoping the Knicks flop against Detroit so you could get him fired. He ain't going nowhere. He's 67, turned 67 in January. By the time this 3-year contract, he'll be 70. He ain't going to be coaching at no 70 years old. He ain't going to be like Popovich and them. He'd probably be in the front office. So all of you hoping that he gets fired this summer, I'm gonna put the water on your stuff right now. He ain't going nowhere unless he wants to. Now, if he have a health issue and he got to leave, that's different. God forbid. But as long as he's healthy, Tom Thibodeau going to be New York Knicks head coach. That's number one. Number two, the salaries are set that all of your key pieces are going to be here for the next 3 years. The only question mark is Mikal Bridges, but they're going to re-sign him. That was probably established when he came over for the 5 first rounders. So they're going to sign him. He's going to stay with the Villanova crew. And this team is going to run. This very team is going to run for 3 more seasons. Because they believe, and I believe, they could win a championship in that window. So the championship window is now open. As I said, when they traded and got OG, and then they went and got Mikal, rebuild was over. That was before they even got Cat. When we still had Juju, rebuild was over, okay? Now it's championship window. So the window is open. This is the first year that the championship window is open. And this is another thing. In economics, if you ever went to college and you studied business, you got to take 2 types of economics in business in every college. You take one course in macroeconomics and you take one course in microeconomics. Now, what's the difference? Macroeconomics has to do with the overall economy, the big picture of the U.S. economy. Microeconomics has to do when you're digging deep, let's say in a county, in a state, in a city, in a town. It's more focused on a more intense level, micro. People look at Thibs on a micro level. But you have to actually look at Thibs with the Knicks on a macro level, which means you got to step back and look at a bigger picture. Some of you will say something stupid like, as long as Thibs is the coach, the Knicks will never win a championship, which is very stupid to say. The Tom Thibodeau, since he's been coaching the Knicks, is 226 and 174, a 565 winning percentage. He's 14 and 15 in the playoffs, 14 and 15. So And we expect that to go to over 500 this year. So this is the coach you got. This ain't Derek Fisher. This ain't Jeff Hornacek. Okay? Tom Thibodeau. And instead of being happy that you finally got somebody that's winning, his overall, his overall winning is 578 and 420. Almost 58% of the games he coaches, he wins. And some of y'all complaining. That's how stupid some of y'all are. So he ain't going nowhere. And the Knicks team, this team you got, is going, unless somebody gets career-ending injury, this team is your squad. Okay, and the more they play together, the more chance they got to win champion. They got enough talent. The head of the snake is Jalen Brunson. And let me tell you something. Jalen Brunson ain't got the talent of Kevin Durant, but he got twice the heart. And if you know anything about New York at all, you cannot come into Madison Square Garden and play with no heart. You can't do it. Okay? And Durant ain't got none. Give me Jalen Brunson 7 days a week, twice on Sunday, because he got heart. He might make mistakes. Everybody does. But he got heart. You cannot coach that. Okay? That you either got it or you don't. He got heart. Josh got heart. They ball with heart. Mitchell Robinson got heart. You got a team of dudes and a coach that's all in. Okay? Thibodeau ain't going nowhere. Not this year, not next year, not no time in the next 3 years. He ain't going nowhere. So get used to him. And the Knicks are going to win with him. Okay? If you're a Knicks fan, what I just said, you agree with. All of you that had questions, I question your fandom. I don't care what your opinion is. Thibodeau going to get us to that promised land. And every year he's on the sidelines. With this team, we're a threat to do that, including this year. Jalen Brunson is the heart, him and Josh, the heart of the squad. Jalen Brunson is going to show up in this playoffs. 100% guaranteed. Okay? And so all this so-called micro-analysis that everybody's doing is ridiculous. It's stupid. All the noise got to stop once the tip-off come tomorrow night. This is the thing. Let me tell y'all something. If the Knicks beat Detroit in both Madison Square Garden games to open this series, it's Knicks in 5. If the Knicks and Detroit split, so Detroit gets a win at Madison Square Garden and the Knicks get a win at Madison Square Garden and they go back to Detroit for 2 games, Knicks in 6. If Detroit wins both games at Madison Square Garden, it'll be tough, but I'm still picking the Knicks in 7. So the first game tomorrow, this is the biggest game. Because if the Knicks could win this game in Madison Square Garden tomorrow, it's going to set off a pattern. It's going to set off something. I'm trying to tell you. Everybody comes out of this game tomorrow and we win it and nobody's hurt. It's a pattern. And what I didn't know until yesterday, that Mitchell Robinson never played against Detroit this year. So B. Stu ain't seen Mitchell Robinson yet. Oh. Okay. And Mitch Rob, if you listen to his interview, he was testy yesterday. For him, I mean, usually he's an easygoing dude. Very good interview, very articulate. But yesterday, he was testy. He wants to get out there and ball. He wants to show Detroit who he is. Brunson wants to show Detroit who he is. Deuce wants to show Detroit who he is. Thibs wants to show y'all who he is. I like this. I like our team. This is a battle-tested team. That's, you're starting 5. McCall, Brunson, Hart, OG, okay, and Cat. They've been in playoff runs before. None of them are rookies when it comes to that. There's only one way to understand the NBA playoffs from a player's perspective is to play in the NBA playoffs. Really, the play-in, if you saw any of the play-in games, you had that playoff. That was definitely playoff atmosphere in the play-in. Like I said, I watched Heat Miami against Atlanta. That was playoff basketball right there. And I was talking to my man Alfonso, was like, Bulls gonna take them. I liked Miami, and the reason I liked Miami is because Miami is playoff tested. All of them cats, man. You're talking about Bam, right? You're talking about oh God, they had Bam, they had Javier Jaquez. All them cats have been in playoff before. It's not new to them. Okay, whereas with the Bulls, and yeah, I don't know, they ain't got that much on that. But the Miami's Heat playoff tested in this playoff ball. It's a different season in the playoffs. Okay, it's a different season. We're gonna see about physicality come tomorrow. I'm not worried about the Knicks and Detroit's physicality at all. And I'm not worried about Cade in terms of him taking over a game. Not in no playoffs. Not with unless they foul out OG, grown ass man, and then McCall too, then Deuce too, then Hart too. Anyway, let's get this game on. So Brunson is going to perform. That's going to be, it's like I said about Deuce's defense, it's a constant. The constant means that's it. It's going to happen, period, right? It's a constant. Brunson's going to bring it. There's no doubt. He's going to bring it. It's a constant. Deuce's defense is a constant. That's going to happen. Mitch Robs, rim protection, constant. Other things, will Jalen Brunson be tempted to try to take over the game? Now, what does that mean? There's a difference in trying to take over a game and just dominating. Let me explain. When you dominate, that means in the flow of the game, you're killing, you're killing them, okay? And Jalen Brunson, in the flow of the game, if he has usually 3 options on a play and he calls his own number and he's hitting it, that's good. But he's got to let that ball move a little bit. You want everybody touching the rock. When he's the only one, he comes down the 24-second clock, nobody else touches the ball and he shoots it, whether it goes in or not, it's not really a good possession because you want everybody to touch the rock, okay? Just for, you got to keep everybody warm on that rock. That's what I'm saying. That is the only temptation. Other than that, he is going to be lights out and he's going to be fighting defensively. He's not going to just give up anything. He's not taking nothing for granted. He ain't giving. He's ready for war. Jalen Brunson is. I could tell that from not only his past experience in playoffs, but also if you listen to him in the media this week. He's ready for war. He's ready to go. Okay, Josh Hart's going to be ready to go. They're all going to be ready to go. So, yeah, the only real weak link is Karl Anthony Towns. Somebody mentioned this the other day. I forgot who it was, but one of my brothers mentioned, I think it was Yeshai. I mentioned, he's weak on defense. He is. And Detroit's going to attack him. They're going to attack him in the pick and roll. Okay, that's going to happen. So what you're going to have to do in those scenarios is Cat's got to back up. And whoever's guarding him, usually be OG, McCall, one of those cats, or Deuce, you got to step forward. And I know both OG and Deuce are excellent at fighting through picks to stay with their man. They're going to have to do that, okay? And as good as Cade is, now you got to pick your poison. You're going to have to make him a jump shooter. You cannot let him come into the lane. So Cat has got to go under and let the guard or for whoever's guarding him go up. Still, that ain't no guarantee you're going to stop the shot, but that's your best shot. And that's what they're going to have to do, okay? That's when Cat's in the game without Mitchell Robinson. I'm expecting Mitchell Robinson to play at least 25 minutes, probably 30 tomorrow. And when you have him out there, it's a whole different situation, okay? Whole different situation because he could step up and guard Cade or he can back up and protect the rim. He do whatever he needs to do, okay? So the weakest link is Cat on the defensive side. Offensively, Detroit has nobody that could guard Karl Anthony Towns. Nobody. Not even close. There's nobody that could guard him. If Jalen Duren tries to do it, he don't foul out. And Cat is too agile and hostile, in the words of Clyde, for beef stew. He's too agile and hostile. So offensively, we got no problem. It's defensively. He's got, and this is, again, the playoffs. So the winner is the one that gets the most stops. That's the only weak link. You got to be real about it. That's the strategy. Cat has got to back up. You got to back up, and you got to let whoever's guarding him, when the pick comes, you got to back up and get behind it. Go under. Let the brother have the long shot, even if he's hitting it, and Cade can hit it. But you're gonna have to do that, okay? Because you want your guy that's guarding him, and OG would probably be that guy on McCall. You got to get over the screen and you got to stay in front of him. That is the strategy. If you can accomplish that, you have a good shot of dominating this game, because then you really just got to watch out for the explosiveness of Beasley, okay? And you got to have, and somebody, and I believe Josh Hart, McCall, OG, Deuce, Shamit, they're very capable of guarding him one-on-one without help, as long as he's not trying to post him up. And even then, I think we got him pretty good. But if you do not guard him, if you let him have wide open threes, you can have a long night, because he's capable of hitting 5, 6, 7 threes in a game. So you got to watch Malik Beasley. But if you can put some sort of controls on Cade Cunningham, which I believe the Knicks can, you're a long way to beating the Detroit Pistons. But we're going to see. Tip-off is tomorrow at 6. You all enjoy the game. Enjoy your weekend.